Welcome back, everybody. Episode number 2 of the Gold Coast Project. We are back. Second time this week. I know. How about it, man? Me, Joey Kannoli, keeping my word with a little upload. Don't hold your breath, though. It's only been the second episode. So, last time we saw each other, we were in late December, is where we left. So, if you guys remember, started off the season terrible. 7 wins, or 7 or 9 losses in a row, including all competitions, even friendlies. Couldn't win. Then we went on that crazy tear, won a bunch of games in a row, switched that at 4-4-2 diamond. Everything started clicking. And then since we last saw in late December, came back down a little bit to earth. A lot of these losses and draws were Challenge Cups, Scottish Cup things here and there. Speaking of, we did make it to the quarterfinals of the Challenge Cup. As you can see, lost 4-1 to Ross County. Can't lie to you guys. Kind of started phoning it in a little bit because it would have been nice to win a trophy, don't get me wrong, but I really wanted to focus on the league more. We got a little bit of money, which was good. We're going to go over finances in a second because boy, oh boy, are we bleeding money. Another cup, Scottish Cup, made it to the quarterfinals. Obviously, once it started getting down to I don't even think this was the quarterfinals. I'm sorry. That was the Challenge Cup. I think this was like the fourth round. Lost to Falkirk, who is a premiership side, so can't be too mad at that. We did start a full strong 11. I wanted to kind of go as far as we can in the Scottish Cup, earn some money and some reputation, but it is what it is. Since then, a little bit of mixed bag, a lot of wins though. We did just whoop Hamilton at home, who is the second place team, and if you guys remember, the team that was predicted to win the league in the preseason odds. So that was huge. Now, we currently are at the very tail end of March, and we only have 5 league games left. And they're going to be massive, massive games. So here's the table. 5 games left. We're 5 points clear of Hamilton in second, and Hamilton is also then 5 points clear of Cove Rangers in third. So it's going to be a very tight race. Even these teams down here, 7 all the way down to 7th, could still sneak in at number 4 and make those playoffs. So I'm very excited to see what shakes out about all of this. But yeah, we control our own fate. As long as we get still consistently good results, not only could we have a first season promotion on our hands, but we could have a first season promotion with a major silverware. Major, I use loosely, but still a major league title silverware for the first time in a while here at East Fife. So big things happening here with the American Infusion and Joey Kannoli and all of us here at East Fife. But before we get into what I wanted to tell you, which is the youth intake, I do want to mention the finances. So if you guys remember, I did say that, obviously I didn't make these owners super, super wealthy or anything like that because I didn't want it to be unrealistic. Is this it? Yeah. So what are some of these tiles? What do some of these tiles do? I guess that's the only thing I can see on the finances. When I click finances, it just takes me back. Anyway, we are negative. We are approaching negative 20 grand in the bank. I think when we started the season, I want to say we had about 300 to 350,000 in the bank. So obviously, the DeMarco family brought over a little bit of money, but they aren't bringing in millions. And obviously, they didn't change how much the payroll was or anything. It was just money in the coffers, I guess, to try to stop this. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the offseason because we probably will end up in debt. Obviously, even if we win the year, it's not like you earn hundreds of thousands of pounds or millions for winning the, League One title in Scotland. And speaking of money, we have 16 players that will be out of contract in 2 months at the end of the season. So it's going to be interesting. My favorite part of FM is that second and third season. That's when it really starts feeling like it's yours. That's really when you can start seeing your fingerprints all over the project. This first year team, we inherited it. We only made those 2 signings plus the 2 Americans that we put in from the lore and all that good stuff. So realistically, most of those guys we're probably going to let walk, probably going to free up the budget, maybe try to bring some of them back as squad players, things like that. But if we do make it into the championship, we're going to have to be in for a real big rebuild because a lot of these guys are still kind of teetering on that League One level. So it's going to be interesting. But hopefully, things that can help us rebuild are this youth intake right here. Now, obviously, I have peeped a little bit, just a tad, right? I knew this was the next place I was going to pick it up, so you guys could see the intake along with me, and then we'll finish out this season. So I want to get into this. Rami Kalani, if you guys remember him, this is the head of youth that we brought over, the American Hawaiian from Hawaii, San Diego, all that good stuff. He says that this is a wonderfully talented group of players led by Drew O'Kane, and we could have the makings of a potential golden generation on our hands, and let's check it out. 4 elite prospects. That's what we love to see. 3 of them are 5 stars. 1 of them's a 4.5. This is going to be nice. And he says that Drew O'Kane is the star of the show. So we're going to start at the bottom, work our way up, and save Drew O'Kane for last. Okay, we got a striker here. I think he's more of a winger, probably. Okay, Reagan Walls, 5'7", 16-year-old, 2-footed, can play 10 winger striker. He is really determined, which is great to see. Good technique, good dribbling, very pacey for, especially this young. Pretty aggressive with some nice flair. So, yeah, I think he's more of a winger, especially with 4 finishing. We'll probably start training him there. Because remember, even though we're running that 4-4-2 diamond, probably starting next year, maybe third season, the ultimate goal is to shift this tactical identity into a 3-4-3. Something that I really want to get behind because I've never done it in FM. I think it'll be fun this year with the new in and out of possessions, and I really want that to kind of be the East Fife and Bayview identity that we're going to start building. So that's nice to have some wings here. Reagan Walls, though, he looks like a nice little project. I think there is a player there for sure, and if that's the worst of the elite prospects, I think we're in good hands. Okay, so we got 2 strikers, or rather, probably 2 wingers, a striker and a wingback. I love getting wingbacks and fullbacks in the youth intakes because, boy, sometimes they are hard to find. Okay, a 16-year-old Alex Crane, another 2-footed prospect, and he's a fullback. That's great. Natural playmaking wingback. Obviously, this is my first youth intake, but I don't know if that's super normal or not. Anyway, 16 years old again. Fairly good physicals for being this young. Strength isn't that great, so it looks like he's much more of a get forward type of fullback, which is fine. Good balance, good fitness, solid decisions, really good determination. Again, good off the ball, good passing technique. Can even hit a nice penalty here and there. So yeah, Alex Crane looks like a very nice forward-thinking option at the left fullback position. Really excited about that. Lots of 8s, 7s around here too that could instantly, hopefully over the next couple seasons, hit double digits. So I'm excited about that. Now, before we look at the cherry on top, let's take a look at Taylor Colson, a winger who can makeshift a little fullback. Probably won't ever play there with 1 marking, but a nice winger here. Okay, 15 years old, the youngest of the batch so far. 2-footed again, pretty solid physicals when it comes to being this young. Again, not strong, but he's a winger. Not expecting much of that. Decent pace to start off with. If you guys are new to FM, obviously when your younger players come in, their physicals are the ones that are always going to go up instantly by themselves. If your young player comes in with great mentals, you're really blessed because those are the kind of the hardest or the longest to develop because obviously over time, you learn the game more and more. You get a more feel for it, especially playing in the first team against higher competition, stuff like that. So if you get a player that comes out of the box with good mentals, that's a great sign. And this one here is pretty good for 15 years old. 16 aggression, so he's a really aggressive winger, which is, fits in well, I think, with Scotland football and things like that. A good composure. Another solid determination, 11, not on the low side by any means. Not the most flair and, skillful winger, it looks like, but good crossing, good dribbling, good first touch, good technique, and pretty solid passing to start as as a 15-year-old. So I wonder, he's a current 2-star. Okay, I'm seeing if maybe he was a League 2 talent already. Says he's Highland Lowland, which is the, outside of the top 4 of Scotland. Shout out to the UI overlapping. I thought that maybe was a quick bug, but still there. All right, so let's look at The cream of the crop, according to Rami Kalani, Drew O'Kane. Oh, yeah. Okay. I understand why. Okay, finally, we have a one-footed player. So he's only one-footed, 5'8", very pacey already. No strength, but he's definitely not going to be the bully type striker in the box. He looks like he's going to be the pacey goal-scoring threat, which that would be great. That would be very great. So 12 acceleration, 11 pace, 12 balance already, 19 determination with determined personality. That is what you love to see on youth intake day. Somebody that is going to just work his tail off in training and probably progress very fast. And look at these other mentals. 8 composure already. Decisions are low. It's fine. Anticipation's not great. Fine. But 12 off the ball, 15 teamwork, 13 determination, mixed with an already 11 finishing, 14 first touch, decent dribbling at 7, pretty good passing, and 9 technique. There's definitely a player here in Drew O'Kane. Another current 2-star, not yet League 2, but hey, he's 16 years old, looks to be really good. Okay, nothing stands out here in his cons already, but usually you don't start seeing the good or the bad ones until they get closer to, I think, 20 or 21. And if you look here, Drew O'Kane already our 5th best striker in the depth chart, which is very interesting. I don't think Scotland has, you have to be 17 or 16 to make your first appearance. I remember in Germany and in Denmark, the last couple saves I've done, I think you had to be like 16 or 17 before you could make your first team appearance. I would assume it's some sort of, child labor or work permit rules or something like that. But here in Scotland, I'm not seeing that. So there is a chance, especially with us having a little bit of a lead, that we might see a Drew appearance here. Drew O'Kane could sneak in, maybe show you guys a little bit of game film on him. So that's going to be interesting. One more thing, too, is the next jump cut forward, whenever I, go probably towards the end of the season, these guys will all have faces. I have never been a fan of the SI regions. The faces always look gross, and I'll be honest with you guys, as much as I enjoy FM26 this year, these faces I feel like are a step back. They look like claymation. They also look distorted, like they're not full res. I have no idea how that happened. So, interesting stuff. Anyway, also one thing to note, we did not get any Americans in our first intake, even though we do have the affiliate with Rhode Island and also probably 5 American on the staff. So it's not guaranteed. We did get 99% Scottish and then a Nigerian goalkeeper who has determination, 6'2", 2-footed again. So you never know what happens. So we do have a pretty good crop of kids here, even without the elite prospects. We got a handful of 5 total prospects and then 6 good prospects. So it's going to be interesting to see what these guys can turn into. Now, before I jump cut over, like I said, 5 games left. We are getting towards the end. I'm hoping we control our destiny well, but if things get tricky, we're going to play some games together here to finish out the season. If not, we're probably just going to show you guys some goal montages and things like that, and then hopefully East Fife lifting some sort of trophy. But I'll see you guys there in a minute, just here in a few seconds, I'm sure, when I fast forward into the future, and we'll round out the season and see what's going on. All right, here we are, catching up on a little bit of highlights over at the Kannoli Sports Studio. We are in match number 1 of the last 5 at Montrose. McLeod whips it over the top to the big boy Nathan Austin, who slots it over, and Alex Jakubiak, cool, calm, collected. We take the 1-0 lead in the 10th minute. Back into some 19-minute action right here. McLeod again, the playmaker on the right back, moving up to the right wing in the 4-4-2 diamond, whips one over to the big boss Tommy Goss, who doesn't even jump. He just lets it happen naturally, lets it fall onto that big noggin of his and just knocks it in. Now 20 minutes, a little bit of danger here as Ewan Ludan bangs one back. 2-1 now. We are up, but let me just go ahead and do a little foreshadowing for you guys and do some spoilers. This game gets crazy, and it gets crazy fast. Towler now with the ball in the 42nd minute for Montrose as they are making a comeback. Webster absolutely cooks one from outside the net. Graham Webster puts them back even right before halftime at 2-all. Now into the second half, 60th minute action. Jeremiah White whips in a corner, nothing going. He gets the ball back, gives it to Nori, who then gives it to McLeod, who blasts one in with a little bit of luck, a little bit of rubbing off of some of the defenders. But hey, a goal's a goal. 3-2 on the game. 72nd minute action now, and Montrose is back again. We defend well. McKenna's got the ball. We're trying to start a counter. Gives it up to the big boy Austin, who whips it all the way across to the boss Tommy Goss, who collects it nice and calm. Gives it back out to Peggy. Peggy whips it into Austin, and Austin gets one himself off the noggin. We take a 4-2 advantage. You think that's it. You think it's cool and calm, but it's Scottish Low Leagues, baby. Anything can happen down here. So Montrose goes back. Substitute center back Ba heads it right to Lyons, who absolutely bangs it in. Blair Lyons, 88th minute, 4-3. Now, luckily, we don't sweat anymore. We get game one. We take a win. As you can see, 32 matches played. We're still in first, still up by those 5 points. So we control our destiny. We just need to keep winning. Easy, right? Not so much. Game number 2 of the last 5, we're at home against Peterhead, the team that we first played at the beginning of the year live here on the channel. We got spanked by them. The Boogeyman team, we haven't beat them yet this year. The American Jeremiah White, the 4th, don't forget the 4th, takes it all the way out. Ooh, Nori with the absolute missile from outside the box. Jess Nori, who has been on fire this season, puts us up 1-0 early in the 5th minute. Now back to some 10th minute action. Peterhead's got the ball cooking. Gallagher finds Curtis making a run. Curtis holds up play, takes a bounce off McAvoy, whips it in. We clear it for now, but the danger's not over. Quitongo whips it over to Finley Curtis, and they even it back up 1-1 here in the 11th minute. It's going to be a lot of action coming up here in these highlights, so hopefully you guys are following along. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it, keeping on pace with all this stuff. The boy McLeod's got it, whips it back over to Colbert. Colbert plays it back to the short king McAvoy, who whips it up. Boom, boom, boom. The Triangle boys up top, making it happen with some nice one-touch football. Who knew that East Fife would be cooking like this under me, Joey Kannoli? I'll tell you who, I did. Spoiler alert. Jeremiah White gets the ball out on the outside in the 46th. We're looking to extend the lead. Can't quite get anything going. McAvoy tries to get it back our way. It goes right wayward to Peterhead, and our trouble all year long has been those pacey counterattacks as Finley Curtis doubles his advantage, evens the score back up 2-2, and that's how that one ends in the 90th. As you see, a 2-2 draw keeps us going. Now, game 3 of the last 5. This is the third to final game, still just 5 points up on Hamilton. We got a draw. We're looking to put more points on the board here and really distance ourselves because we don't want to bottle this. We don't want to do it. I know, at the beginning of the season, East Fife, no one thought we had a shot, but here we are. We're in game 3, at home again, this time against Aloha Athletic. Let's see what the boys can do as Watkins has the ball. Miller makes a nice tackle, and now here we are on the counter in our nice away kits, the white with a little bit of light blue. Jakubiak looking for McLeod over there on the right, the danger man. Gives it back to Colbert, who plays a 1-2 to McLeod. McLeod whips it in, and the big boy Robert Bobby Jones whips it in. Now, there was a little bit of injury concern. The boss Tommy Goss got hurt. He misses the last 3 games of the season. You saw him in the first 2. Robert Jones comes in and does really well with his time. Now, we do make a mistake here in the 22nd minute. Stewart takes the ball on the left wing for Aloha Athletic, whips it over, tries to find that target man. He can't, but it doesn't matter when it falls to Matthew Gillies, who just absolutely buries one from 30 yards out. It's kind of impressive how crazy he just went right there, and he ties it up 1-1 early in the first half. Now, Aloha Athletic looking for more here. They did stop Hamilton just a few matches back, I believe, in that last of 5 game. They beat Hamilton, so they did us a favor, but they're looking for more here as another long shot sneaks past the keeper. Adams just couldn't get his hand on it. Luke Donnelly makes it happen from outside the box. Now we're back, closing into the first half. McLeod doing a little 1-2 with Nathan Austin. McLeod doing his favorite and just whipping one into one of the big boys. And Robert Jones again makes his brace in the first half. 2-2 right before halftime. But Aloha Athletics not done. Surely they can't hit 3 from outside the box. Well, surely you'd be wrong, every viewer at home, because Luke Denley did it again. And that was that. 3 goals all and the first half. Now going into the final game of the season, actually not the final game of the season, going into the second to final game of the season, we have had one win, one draw, one loss. We control the destiny still, but can we do it away at Inverness? Let's see what we can do. Longstaff's got the ball in the box, gives it over to Bavage, and that's that. 1-0 early in the 14th minute for the bad guys. East Fife's really not struggling. Well, they are struggling. They're really not doing well in these last couple games. And here watching these highlights over here, Kannoli Sports Network, man, it's not looking too great. McLeod playing a nice 1-2 with Colbert back and forth, back and forth. He's going to try his specialty, get in space and just whipping it up to somebody big, and look who he finds. Robert Jones, the target man off the bench. They say he's not good. They say he's just good for the lowland levels, and that might be true. But that game ends 1-1, and now we are only 3 points up going into the final game of the season. A loss here, a Hamilton win here, potentially down to goal differential. Hopefully we don't bottle it. But without any further ado, back to Joey Kannoli, the real Joey Kannoli, the manager. And we're going to take you guys live into the final game of the season where East Fife hopefully can bring home the title, baby. Okay, it's serious. First of all, jump scare. The face cam's on. That's how you know it's serious. We have played those final 5 games. Before this, I'm sure you saw the montages, or maybe I'm doing it now. I don't know. My head is swimming right now because we have almost bottled this. We won against Montrose, and then we had 2 draws and a loss. So things haven't been going well for us. The good news is Hamilton hasn't had the greatest trip either, but it comes down to the final day, and we are only 3 points clear of Hamilton. So all we need is a draw, and the title is ours. We get instant promotion. We get our first title. We get our first trophy of this save. And it's time to do so. We do have the final game of the season, and we play Cove Rangers, who's a good team. They're in 3rd. It's not going to be an easy one for us. Meanwhile, Hamilton play against number 6, Inverness. So it's going to be a challenge. I don't remember if we're home or away for this one. We are away at Cove Rangers, the number 3 team. Tommy Goss is out. He got hurt a couple games back, so we've been playing the last back half of the season. Well, not the back half, but, the last couple games without him. So we're going to keep having to do it. We do have the new boy, Drew O'Kane, on the bench. He's made 2 appearances so far off the bench. Usually he's probably only got a total of 40 minutes in those times, so he's not getting significant game time, but can't really expect that for a kid who's just coming in. This is the team we're rolling with, and we're going to pray to the gods that we don't bottle this. If we lose, Cove Ranger wins. I think the goal differential is only like 2 right now. So, I mean, there's a world where we could lose this and not Cove Ranger wins, but, there's a chance that we lose this, Hamilton wins theirs, and that's it. Why are we underdogs? That's not good. That's not good at all. That's not what we like to hear heading into this. So here we go. Cove Rangers lines up in the old 4-3-3. Mitch Meganson, their striker up top, is their key player, their captain, their goal scorer. He's an old veteran, another person that if you've done some Scottish saves or follow the leagues in real life, you'll know who he is. But there's the table boys. I mean, Cove Rangers is going to be fighting for a win. They're in 3rd. There's not a chance that they can get in 2nd, but they need to keep that good form going into the playoffs because they are going to be in there fighting for their chance at the 2nd spot in promotion. The manager's shaking hands. There we are. Speaking of what's going on, I don't know if you guys enjoy the face cam, don't like the face cam, don't care, but I thought I'd break it out for the final. I don't love it. It's just a crappy little Logitech webcam. It only shoots in like 1080. I've had it for probably like 10 years, maybe not that long. I don't know. I've had it for a long time since I was in school. So yeah, I thought I'd break it out though for the final. Want to incorporate it here and there a bit more. On top of it, we have been streaming a bit on Twitch to just play some more games. So if anybody's interested in that, link's going to be in the bio. Going to start streaming on TikTok too, just so we can, I don't know, if anybody wants to come and check it out, we can play a bunch of games together. You can see off-season signings, training, all that stuff, and you can ask whatever questions you want. 10 minutes in, we're away at Cove Bay. I believe they play at, oh my God, sorry if you can hear my dog, Kannoli. Kannoli's tweaking out there. By the way, that is my dog's name. and my coach's name is Joey Kannoli. So is my YouTube name. Fun story, but yeah. So we are away at Cove Bay. They got a nice little stadium for down here. I think it holds like 5,000. So yeah, this would be crazy though if we can get League One, or not League One. Year one promotion is now the goal, right? You know, we've done. Oh God, Declan Glass over the top, and he sinks it. That was a crazy ball. Jeremiah White, our star American left back, was on him, but Declan Glass, he's a very good player. I did a Scottish save probably 3 years ago, and he was a youngster. Very good guy. Always has good potential. Man, just stayed on sides and buried it right past Adams. Okay, we're not looking good. 18 minutes in, we're down 1-0. Come on, boys. Come on, boys. Let's get it back. Let's get it back. Hamilton's down 2-1. Hamilton's down 2-1 early. That's big. That's very big. What's going on in that? Can I see what's going on in that game? I don't think I can really. Oh my God, what just happened? Can I get back? Okay, I'm not going to touch that again. Don't know what the hell that was, but okay, Hamilton's losing, so that's big. But I don't want to win the title losing the last game, right? Not that it would, make the title less, but come on, boys. Let's put an exclamation point at the end of this year. Let's get out of here with another dub. Okay, makes a good move over to McLeod. McLeod's looking for someone. Hits it off the crossbar. That was a crazy low cross. McLeod's a player that he's on loan from us, I think from Livingston, who are Premiership. I think they're a Prim team. I can't confirm that, but they're at least Championship. I think Prim. And his loan obviously ends at the end of the year, but so does his contract from his parent club. And he's one of the players I'm definitely looking at to offer a real contract with us. He's been playing great on the right back, still a young guy. So I think that's going to be one that we're going to be looking at here to get, back for our championship season, hopefully. Oh my God, we just got cooked. It might be okay. Thank God the end product was not good, but he made a really good turn and almost buried it. Okay, Adams has the ball. I'm not even sitting at my desk. I got my desk on stand mode. I'm up, man. These last couple of games have been stressful. We won the first one. Looked like we were just gonna finish out the year strong, and then draw really has just opened that door for Hamilton to try to sneak back in and take that title. Declan Glass on the corner. Good defense right there. Bad shot by them. All right. Oh my God, Hamilton's getting absolutely smoked. What the hell? They're down 4-1. Yeah, so barring an insane miracle comeback from Hamilton in the second half, which they need 4 goals, the league will be ours even with a loss. Now, I don't want to win the league on a loss. I'd rather just, let's make a comeback, let's get a win. But hey, man, if you offered me not only promotion, but promotion with going up with the title, and I had to lose the last game, I don't think I would have cared if you told me that at the beginning of this season. I don't think I would have minded. So here we are, back again. Another highlight for Cove. Man, we are just... These last couple games, the wheels have lightly fallen off, which you don't want to see. Same winger's making some good moves. Finds an open Harrington. Meganson almost finds a target, but he can't. McLeod's got it for us. Come on. Let's get a highlight our way on the counter. Hello? Whipped it up to Austin, who just decided to, not even turn back and jog for it. He just let it go. All right, I'm going to take Miller out. We're going to put Hoyer back in, the American. William Hoyer, I talked about it earlier. He's had a lot of injury problems, and he's still been picking up just minor injury. It's been very annoying. So hopefully he can kind of just kick that out of his system, but it could be a thing. All right, we're going to put in Drew O'Kane, the new boy. He does have a face now, so do all the new ones. As you can see, man, he's not bad. He ain't great, but with Goss hurt, we don't have that many options at striker. Austin has not been looking good. He didn't even look like he was trying for that loose ball. So I'm going to throw in the new boy. We slapped on the number 45 to him, which is something I've done for the last couple FMs. If I have like a young, striker that could potentially be the new number 9 in the future, I usually give him the 45 because 4 plus 5 is 9, obviously. Quick math, boys. I know. I'm a genius. Okay, Monroe over the top. Tries to get it to Big Bobby Jones. Nothing happening. Jeremiah, press that. Win that. Let's go. Come on. Let's draw this at least. Let's have something happening. Monroe over the top to Drew Kane. Oh, my God. If the new boy scored on the title decider, That would have been a way to introduce himself to the fans, make his first professional goal, all that good stuff. He is 16. He is playing. Like I said, in Scotland, there is no limits. You don't have to be 17 or 18 to be in the first team. McLeod, he's got numbers in the box. Come on, make a good pass in there. Goes all the way by himself, gives it to Pin. All right, we got a penalty. Jakubiak draws a pin. I don't know who. Okay, Jakubiak's our pin taker. Come on, bury this, and then we got 20 minutes to rescue a complete 3 points potentially. Oh my God, we can't even make a pin. Oh, this has just been the roughest last 5 games of the season, and somehow now they have a highlight on the counterattack from saving a penalty. It gets, nowhere yet. Mitch Meganson hits the side net. Jesus Christ. Oh, no, it was saved. Okay, they get a corner. Why wouldn't they? Boys, this has been rough. The dog's barking, man. He even knows it's ass. My assistant manager down there is trying to yell out orders for me, man. Oh, this is crazy. All right, we got 10 minutes to even rescue a draw late, and it doesn't even look like we're going to be able to get that. Come on. Come on, let's do something, especially on the last game. We're filming Big Bobby Jones. Off the bench, Michael McKenna, the star man at the beginning of the year. We haven't really used him a ton in the back half. He lost a bit of favor. He's losing a bit of his legs, but he still has that quality. That was some good stuff right there. Colbert whips it back to McLeod. McLeod sends it in to the big target man, Robert Bobby Jones, who knocks it down, and McKenna slots it in, bounces it off the keeper. 10 minutes, 1-1. Let's see if we can get 3 points, boys. Come on. In this with a full 3 points. I also have been hearing rumors that they took out the trophy lifting animation in FM, which that would be a shame because even in the older ones when the graphics weren't this good, that was always a cool thing. I always took screenshots of it. It was always very cool to see. So that would be a shame if we don't lift the trophy here on deadline day as Hamilton is losing 5-3 in an 8-goal game. And that's it, boys. Oh, there it is. We were lied to. Slander upon their names. Look at that. Oh, my God. Look at that. The bald boy, Joey Kannoli, making his way behind the boys. William Hill, Scotland, League One. The boys have done it. Year number 1. We have not only reached promotion to the championship to pull East Fife back up to a place they haven't been, I believe, in almost 10, 15 years. They haven't been in the championship. And here we go, lifting the trophies. Look at the boys in the gold and black. Everybody is here. The new 16-year-old Drew O'Kane is going to be involved in the trophy ceremony. What a time. What a time we have right now with the boys, man. I'm going to take a screenshot of that one. Probably get a clip of the trophy ceremony. Might even use it in some bait. Wow, I like this. I like this. They're actually rocking. They're actually walking around holding the trophy. That trophy looks gigantic. But there we go, boys. A draw is all we needed. 4 points clear. And year 1, the mighty East Fife, led by the new American regime, has lifted us up to the Scottish Championship in next season. We're going to have a lot of turnover. I mean, the amount of new players we're going to need is astronomical. I'm really scared to click this, but let's see. Okay, so it ain't the greatest. Okay, actually that's not bad. That's actually really good. So we're spending just under $1 million, and we were given about an extra $1 million to spend. That's actually going to be insane. Now the bad news is we don't have much in the transfer. So realistically, I'd like to give myself about 200. Not that we're going to use that much, but just so we can do it. So who knows what's going to happen? But we do have some money to spend, thank God. And on top of it, hopefully, we are not in severe debt at the end of the season. Like I showed you guys before, we have, just astronomical amount of players leaving. All the way down to here, it's 16. 16 players are leaving. Most of them I'm probably going to let walk. A lot of them are pushing 40. A lot of them we just haven't used that much. A lot of them were just rotation pieces this season. But like I said, I think the ones that I'm going to be targeting to bring back, I wouldn't mind, obviously, like I said, McLeod, he played really well. He's a versatile player, can play all the way up to the wing, can play center back in a pinch, can play D mid, midfield. He averaged over a 7, had 11 assists, 2 goals, being a consistent guy back there at right back. And he's a good player. He's a good League One player. I think he could do a job in the championship. Only 20 years old. He's wanted by Wraith, who I believe are championship side. They are. So it's going to be interesting to see if we can pull it off with him. Other than that, I don't I don't really know too much of who I'm going to try to pursue, who I'm not, because obviously I'm going to have to lay all this out, really just pour over what we're going to do here. An interesting one is Jess. Now, at the beginning of the season, I thought he might have been obviously a winger back when we were going to run a 4-3-3. And lately, as you can see, he played 20 games and he started them. Once McKenna's legs started going, and once McKenna kind of got a knock here and there, Jess was a guy that we started playing right here at central midfield, and you can see the stats. 20 games, he had 4 goals, 4 assists, and some of the goals he scored were just insane. I mean, he was scoring curling goals from the outside of the box. He hit a free kick once, so not that he's good by any means. He's only leading for the Highland Lowland, which means he's not even League 2 player. But he's somebody that sometimes you just find those players in the FM that they play better than they look. They play better than the stats look. They play better than the coaches think. So he could be one I just bring back. Hopefully he wants a team-friendly deal. You guys out there that have played, I'm sure you know what's going to come next. A lot of these guys I'm going to try to offer deals to. They're going to want raises. They're going to want insane contracts because they were a current player. Like exactly Jess, for an example. He played 20 games. He's not even a League 2 player. Going into the championship, obviously, he should know, hey, man, at the best, you're probably just going to be like a squad player. At the best. He's going to be like, nah, coach, I'm a regular starter. I want 60 grand, even though he's on 30. That's the problem with, when you get promoted, you got all these players that are trying to come back. They were just pretty important, and they think they're still going to be. But let's be honest, we know they're not. So I think this might be the end of episode 2. It was the youth intake, the end of the season. Had a lot of highlights to show. Obviously, the full game we just played together. So I think when we come back for episode number 3, it's probably going to be obviously the beginning of the 2026-27 season in the championship. And then it's going to be showing you guys all the offseason drama. What happened, who we signed, the new recap of what the starting 11 is going to look like, if we lost anybody, all the youth intake kids, what their plans are, all that stuff. So in the meantime, if you guys want to tag along, sorry for bending down and keep covering my face with the mic, but if anybody wants to tag along, like I said, I've streamed already once on Twitch. I'm going to start streaming some more here and there on Twitch, TikTok together at the same time. That's just going to be a place where if you want to pop in and watch, every game being played, if you want to watch the off season coming up, if you want to watch, anything, or just pop in and say, hey, ask some questions about the save or me or the YouTube channel or whatever, feel free to do so. But yeah, really enjoying the save so far and what we got cooking. I really think it's been a blast. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying it. And if you have, like I said, feel free to stop by in some of the online, the live streams and all that good stuff. But we'll be back here with episode number 3 with the offseason recap, the new starting 11, probably play a couple games to start out the new season in the championship, and we'll take it from there. So I'll see you guys back here next time with episode number 3 of the East Fife Save, the Golden Coast Project, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys then. See ya.